Hi there, science fans. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of food chains and food webs. These might sound complicated, but they're really just cool ways to understand how energy flows through nature. It's like a giant game of tag, where everyone's chasing after a tasty meal. Food chains and webs show us who eats whom in the wild. From the smallest insects to the largest whales, every living thing is connected by this incredible network of eating and being eaten. Why should we care? Because understanding these connections helps us protect our planet and all its amazing creatures. Are you ready for an adventure? Let's go! Our journey begins with the ultimate source of energy, the sun. Just like us, plants need energy to grow. They get this energy from sunlight. Plants use this energy to make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Pretty neat, right? But plants aren't the only ones who need to eat. Animals get their energy by eating plants or other animals. When an animal eats, the energy from its food is passed along. So, the energy from the sun travels from plants to the animals that eat them, and then to the animals that eat those animals. It's like a game of energy tag. Let's look at an example of how this energy transfer works in the wild. Imagine a lush forest filled with tall trees, chirping birds, and scampering squirrels. Our story starts with a juicy red berry hanging from a bush. This berry is full of energy from the sun. A hungry rabbit comes hopping by and gobbles up the berry. Now, the energy from the berry is inside the rabbit. Later, a sneaky fox spots the rabbit and catches it for a meal. The energy from the rabbit is now inside the fox. Finally, when the fox gets old and dies, its body decomposes, releasing nutrients back into the soil. These nutrients help new plants grow, and the cycle begins again. This story shows us how energy travels in a straight line from one living thing to another. This is called a food chain. Every organism in a food chain plays a special role. Let's meet the team and understand their unique contributions. Producers. These are the superstars of the ecosystem. They're like nature's chefs, making their own food from sunlight through a process called photosynthesis. Plants and algae are prime examples of producers, converting sunlight into energy. Consumers. These are the eaters in the food chain. They can't make their own food, so they have to eat other organisms for energy. This includes a wide variety of animals. There are different types of consumers, each with their own dietary preferences. Herbivores. These plant eaters munch on producers like leaves, fruits, and seeds. They play a crucial role in controlling plant populations. Think of cows, deer, and caterpillars. They are essential for maintaining the balance in ecosystems. Carnivores. These meat eaters get their energy from other animals. They help keep the population of other species in check. Lions, tigers, and sharks are fierce examples of carnivores, each adapted to their unique hunting environments. Omnivores. These animals like a little bit of everything. They have a varied diet that includes both plants and animals. They eat both plants and animals, making them versatile in their food choices. Bears, raccoons, and even humans are omnivores. This flexibility helps them survive in diverse environments. Decomposers. These are nature's recyclers. They play a vital role in breaking down dead material. They break down dead plants and animals, returning essential nutrients to the soil for new plants to use. This process is crucial for nutrient cycling. Fungi and bacteria are important decomposers, ensuring that nothing goes to waste in nature. Now that we know the players, let's see how they interact in a more complex way. The food web shows the intricate connections between all these organisms, highlighting the balance of nature. Section 5. Beyond chains. The web of life gets more intricate. Food chains are helpful, but real-life ecosystems are much more complex. Imagine a giant spider web with strands connecting everything together. That's what a food web looks like. A food web shows how different food chains are interconnected. For example, in our forest, the rabbit might also eat grass, and the fox might hunt mice or birds. The possibilities are endless. Let's take the ocean as an example. Tiny phytoplankton, like microscopic plants, make their own food from sunlight. Small fish eat the phytoplankton, and then bigger fish eat the smaller ones. Sharks sit at the top of the food web, preying on a variety of fish. But even sharks eventually die and decompose, providing nutrients for the phytoplankton to grow. It's a never-ending cycle. Food webs are like intricate puzzles, with each organism playing a vital role in keeping the ecosystem balanced. Section 6. Keeping nature in balance. Why food webs matter. Food webs are crucial for maintaining balance in nature. Imagine what would happen if one species disappeared from a food web. The animals that depend on it for food might starve, while the populations of its prey might explode. This imbalance can have ripple effects throughout the entire ecosystem. For instance, if we remove too many predators like wolves from a forest, the deer population might increase rapidly. This can lead to overgrazing, damaging the forest and impacting other plant and animal species. Food webs remind us that everything in nature is connected. Changes in one part of the web can have unexpected consequences elsewhere. So how do humans fit into all of this? Let's find out. Section 7. Fun food web facts. Get ready to be amazed. Did you know that some animals have very specific diets? The panda bear is a picky eater that survives almost entirely on bamboo. Some predators, like the Venus flytrap, are actually plants. They get extra nutrients by trapping and digesting insects. The largest land predator is the polar bear, which relies on hunting seals for food. Decomposers might seem gross, but they're essential for life. Without them, dead plants and animals would pile up, and the soil wouldn't get the nutrients it needs. Every food chain and web starts with the sun. It's the ultimate source of energy for almost all life on Earth. These are just a few examples of the amazing diversity and interconnectedness of food webs. Section 8. Our impact on the web, how we can make a difference. Unfortunately, human activities can sometimes disrupt food webs and harm ecosystems. Pollution, habitat destruction, and climate change can all have negative impacts on the delicate balance of nature. For example, if we pollute a river, it can harm the fish that live there. This can then affect the birds and other animals that rely on those fish for food. It's important to remember that we are part of the food web too. The choices we make every day can impact the environment and the other creatures we share our planet with. But the good news is that we can also make a positive difference. Section 9. Superheroes for nature. It's our turn to protect. We all have the power to make a difference. Every one of us can be a superhero for nature. It doesn't take much to start making a positive impact. Here are some ways we can help protect food chains and webs, reduce, reuse, and recycle. These simple actions can have a big impact on our environment. By reducing waste, we can conserve resources and minimize pollution that can harm ecosystems. Conserve water. Every drop counts. Water is essential for all living things. Without clean water, many species would struggle to survive. By using water wisely, we can help ensure that there's enough for everyone. Plant a tree. Trees are vital to our planet's health. Trees provide food and shelter for wildlife, clean our air, and help combat climate change. They are nature's superheroes. Choose sustainable seafood. Overfishing can disrupt ocean food webs. It's important to be mindful of our choices. By choosing seafood from sustainable sources, we can help protect marine life. Spread the word. Share your knowledge. Talk to your friends and family about the importance of protecting food chains and webs. Educate others on how they can help. The more people who understand these concepts, the better. Together, we can make a significant impact. By taking action, we can help ensure that food chains and webs remain healthy and balanced for generations to come. Let's all do our part to protect our planet. Section 10. Spread the word. Knowledge is power. Congratulations, science explorers. You've learned about the fascinating world of food chains and food webs and how they connect all living things. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding how energy flows through ecosystems, we can make informed choices that help protect our planet. Share what you've learned with your friends, family, and teachers. The more people understand the importance of food webs, the better equipped we'll be to make a positive difference. Now that you're food web experts, it's time to put your knowledge into action. Section 11. Let's explore. Time for action and adventure. There's a whole world out there waiting to be discovered. Learning about nature is even more fun when you experience it firsthand. Feel the leaves, listen to the birds, and watch the insects as they go about their day. Go on a nature walk. Take your family and friends along for an adventure. Visit a local park, forest, or nature reserve. These places are full of wonders waiting to be explored. See how many different plants and animals you can identify and how they might be connected in a food web. Use guidebooks or apps to help you learn more about each species. Create a food web mural. This is a great way to visualize the connections between different organisms. Get creative and make a giant mural showing the interconnectedness of different organisms in your favorite ecosystem. You can use paints, markers, or even recycled materials. Start a compost bin. Collect food scraps and yard waste to create compost, which provides nutrients for plants and reduces the amount of garbage going to landfills. It's a simple way to help the environment. Support organizations working to protect wildlife and habitats. These groups do important work to preserve our natural world. Many amazing organizations are dedicated to conservation efforts. They need our help to continue their vital work. See if there are ways you can get involved. Whether it's a cleanup event or a tree planting day, your efforts can make a difference. Remember, even small actions can make a big difference. Every little bit helps when it comes to protecting our planet. By working together, we can create a healthier and more sustainable future for all. Teamwork and community efforts amplify our impact. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop learning about the amazing world around you. There's always something new to discover and appreciate in nature.